When I was growing up, I was a really shy kid, and I'm still a very shy person. And art was a great way to sort of hide in something that, you know, I could tuck myself away, have something to work on, and people sort of just let me work. And as I started doing this painting on location, it sort of forced me to get out and experience people more. Being out here and meeting people and having the experience, it feels like I'm really living my life. Right now I'm working on another series of paintings of cityscapes for an exhibition at a Jupiter Symphony concert.
But the colors are so great here. From dark rising to the lit colors, that's what I like of this piece.
I was working as an illustrator for about 11 years back in Detroit, and I was feeling a little bit burned out. I wanted to do something to change my direction as far as what I was doing with my art. Growing up as a very shy person, for me, there was a kind of a comfort being in a city that was very quiet and at times feeling a little bit abandoned. And that's what led me into first exploring painting on location around the city where I worked. And so it was an education, not just in painting, but also in life a little bit because of what I was seeing and experiencing. It's a great thing to be able to make a living at what you do, but just like any job, it can become a job. And after working for 11 years in the advertising business, I decided to kind of venture out on my own and follow my dreams of being a painter. And that led me to New York City, where I've been studying and painting ever since. When I first came to New York City and I ride the subway, and I see all these different people from all these different backgrounds, from all over the world, and you sit there and think of all the stories and experiences that everybody's had. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could allow ourselves to share that, to hear that? So when I'm out in the neighborhood painting, because I myself don't have the courage to just strike up conversations with strangers I don't know. You know, I don't have to start up conversations with other people. They come to me and start conversations with me while I'm painting. And it's a great, personal, very human experience. When I heard that the Fulton Fish Market was going to be moving and closing down, you know, I felt like it had to be painted. I mean, the whole thing just felt like a living oil painting, the lighting, the people, the colors, everything about it. One guy noticed that I was painting, you know, in the dark and I had my little flashlight out trying to see my colors. And so he went and brought one of the forklifts around behind me and turned on the lights, and you know, instantly I had this amazing studio effect right there in the middle of this half snowstorm that was going on. Well, I was named after my uncle, my father's brother, who passed away when he was very young, when he was 13 years old. He had a bad heart. I have one drawing that I keep of his with me at all times. But I was named after him, and he was also an artist and actually an inspiration for my own work. Yeah, this is a great location, very dramatic. When I come out, I do real quick thumbnail sketches just to figure out the composition, and then I just start with a loose gesture painting, usually in sepia color. And I just build up the color from there. I start very simple, not much detail. The painting in the initial stages is loose and rough, just like the rough sketch. And then I build up layers, slowly refining the drawing, adding detail, hopefully leaving some of the initial gesture there to keep to keep that initial idea and energy from the beginning all the way through to the end. When September 11th happened, the mayor said, go out and do whatever you normally do. And so what I normally do is go out and paint. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go out and paint. And as I walked down there, all the anger, it kind of just turned to sadness of the whole thing. And it was a difficult thing to paint because I had tears in my eyes then when I did it. And it was hard to see what I was doing. But did a quick, half hour, 45-minute painting just to capture what I was seeing, all this smoke rising up out of the city. And I could hear people come and walk up behind me to watch me paint. And I could hear them sobbing behind me. I'll go out with my painting and my easel, and I'll see relationships and colors and shapes and forms, and I just think, this is such a great view, And I'll set up, and people will come by and see what I'm doing. And they're like, wow, I never looked at it that way before. That's really cool, They start to see things in a different way. When I first moved to Williamsburg, that's where I noticed it the most, was living in a community that was predominantly Latino, but also a Hasidic Jewish community, and you could just go a few blocks one way or another, and it was like entering a whole different world, and it just made it so fascinating. I mean, it was so rich and thick with culture. All the different things that happen to you when you're on location as an artist affect you. The things that go on, the people that you meet, the noises, the sounds, everything. And that really has created a reaction through paint to what I'm experiencing. I first met Jens Nygaard, who was the conductor of the Jupiter Symphony, back in 2000, and it was just after I first arrived here in New York. And when he heard that I was here to follow my own dreams of studying art and becoming a painter, you could see his face light up, and he was all excited. He invited me to come and see his musicians play, and I just thought as soon as I saw it that what a great painting this would make. It was just a natural with the color and the lighting and everything, the whole feel of the place. And I started out by bringing a big charcoal pad and doing charcoal sketches while they were rehearsing. Jens at this time was very ill, and he was battling cancer, and so he was getting weaker, and we weren't sure how much time that we would still have him with us conducting. And I was able to finish the painting just in time for the last concert that he conducted, and we were able to hang it for the concert. After Jen's passed, Mei kept the concert going in his memory with a chamber music group, and she's been very kind and generous to invite me to continue to show my work over the years, and it's become a real family. It's been very special. I never would have expected to have the experiences and meet the people that I have. Jen's made me promise at that last concert. He said, "You promise me you'll stay here in New York because this is where you need to be?" At that time I was struggling and wondering if I was going to stay longer, but he kept me here and I just kept working at it and still here today, these many years later. And this is the dream that I'm following. This is what I love to do.